Welcome to today's debate. As you probably know, Andras and myself, Theodore, we are going to talk about a new scope on the market, a new series of scopes on the market, and this is Steiner Ranger 4. So Andras, we were big fans of the old series, which was on the market for I think 5 years or something like that, 6 years. Can you tell us a little bit about the new product and what are the differences compared to the old product?
Yeah, so Steiner already hit us big with the release of Steiner Ranger 6.
This was a couple of months ago,
A couple of months ago. And it was only a matter of time when the original Ranger series would get a successor. And this is the Ranger 4 models, which will eventually, today they are going to replace the old models, so the old models can no longer be ordered. I would say that the differences are minimal, but there are many of them. And I think that because of these differences, this scope definitely remains will definitely remain one of the best sellers in the 1,000 euro price point.
The old series was one of the best buys in 1,000 euros class, and honestly speaking, for myself, it was really hard to do something much better in this price range. But what did Steiner do?
Yeah, so let's start with the mechanical differences because there's quite a lot of them, and as I said, they're minimal, but you can notice them. The first one is the smoothness of the magnification ring. It turns much smoother on the new models.
Quite stiff on the old models.
Yeah, it was stiffer there. And then also on the turrets, the clicks are crisper and you can feel the positions better.
Yeah, the mechanical feel and audible, how much you hear the clicks is much better.
Yeah, and I think also that I would say that the gap between two clicks is bigger, so you can tell that you clicked exactly for what number.
It's also true that the new scopes have less clicks per revolution than the old ones,
They do. As you can see, there are 60 clicks per revolution, and there are 80 on the old models.
Yeah, and they're all clockwise,
Exactly, and you can see that on the new models they're resettable, so you can quickly reset them to 0. Whereas this isn't possible on the...
Yeah, they're not quick resettable. Yeah. You are able to screw...
But you need tools.
Yeah.
Also, with the Illumination, I think that clicks can be better felt. And because of all these minor differences, you will notice them especially if you're wearing gloves. Because with gloves, it's more difficult to feel each click. Now, as they are more prominent, you are going to feel them much easier. So they're much more, I would say, tangible.
What about the size? Is the size remain the same, or are they different?
The new ones are longer, and I would say only for a couple of
maybe
a centimeter.
Yeah.
Now here it's a little bit. If you turn this all the way in,
max centimeter and a half.
Yeah,
it's not a big of a difference.
I think that if we looked at each model in the series, you would notice a little bit difference, maybe a centimeter or two.
They're still made in the US, yeah?
They're made in the US still, so not in Germany, as some people think, but in the US. What's also different, and I think that most people will debate about this in the future, is the new reticle. It is still the 4AI reticle. They still refer to it.
Yeah, they kept the name, but the reticle is different. Yeah.
But the old reticle, the lines used to intersect in the middle, and now they don't intersect in the middle. The intersection was replaced by a fine dot in the center,
which is floating.
Which is floating, and when you turn on the illumination, the dot illuminates. Whereas at the old models, the intersection behind the dots, behind the lines, you could see the dot when you turn the illumination
inside of the intersection. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so if we are talking about physical differences. I did hear that some models will even come with size rail.
They will.
Size MZM, VM rail. So this is the difference, and also the finishing. You're immediately able to see the finish.
Yeah, and I think that they refer to this as they anodized it in a different coating. So now it's a little bit more scratch resistant than it used to be, and you can immediately tell the difference. It's a little bit more glossier, the new models.
It's nicer.
Yeah, it's nicer.
Even though still the Ranger was always one of the best buys in its class, now it's got even better.
And here I want to point out that not a lot of hunting scopes at the price point of 1,000 euros can be ordered with a rail. No. But here we have 1 to 4. Yeah, Meopta.
Yeah.
But I don't think that any other.
No.
1 to 4 and 3 to 12.
Minox also.
Minox also. Okay, so there are some, but not many of them.
Not many. Yeah. Okay, so physically and mechanically, okay, we get a better outer surfaces, we get a better clicks, better turrets, and so on. What about optically?
Well, we have increase in the field of view. I think that the old Ranger series, the field of view was a little bit of a downsize.
Yeah, but compared to other scopes, it was not.
It was never bad. So.
No.
Because it is difficult to find a downside with a scope that is practically a bestseller in €1,000 price point.
Yeah, true.
But the new models, I would say, have an increase in the field of vision for about 5 to 10%. And the line transmission rate is also better on the new models.
And it's noticeably better.
Yeah.
It's not like just one change in specification in a data sheet. Immediately when we tested them, you see the difference.
Even in bright daylight, you can see the difference.
Yeah, even in bright daylight, you see that the colors are nicer, the
Yeah.
white is more white, and so on. But when it's dusk, you immediately see a difference. The new model is much better. Even though even the old model, when we tested it with all the competitors, let's be honest, it was one of the best. So I didn't expect this upgrade, honestly speaking, when they were talking about Ranger 4. I thought, okay, they will just cosmetically change a little bit, do a facelift and so on, but optically it is better scope and noticeable immediately. It's not like you should really search for the differences, you notice them immediately. So field of view and light transmission rate is better. I also think that they are a little bit more sharp.
I also think so.
The parallax is still 100 meters on those models which have fixed parallax.
Yes, I think that the 6 to 24 will have an adjustable parallax. Does have an adjustable parallax from 50 meters to infinity. All others have fixed focus at 100 meters.
Okay, so which models came before? In the old series, it was 1 to 4,
Yeah,
2 to 8 by 42.
exactly.
Then it was 2.5 to 10 by 50, and 3 to 12 by 56, and 4 to 16 by 56.
Exactly. There were 5 models.
Yeah.
Now they're only going to be 4. So we have 1 to 4 by 24. We have 2.5 to 10 by 50.
So these are the same, eh?
Yeah, 3 to 12 by 56, again the same.
Same, eh?
And we have a new one, 6 to 24 by 56, which I think
Okay,
replaced the
big
4
one.
to 16
Yeah.
as a long-range specialist. And the stocking model will not be released, at
The
least for now.
42 millimeter model.
Yeah.
That's a shame, because I think that the market will move to 42 millimeter model scopes because of all the thermal and night vision clip-ons.
Yeah,
Because
it's a pity.
56 is not needed anymore when we have all the clip-ons. But okay, I think that they will add it later. When we are talking about the clip-ons, is the diameter the same between the old model and the new model for the outer diameter of the objective?
I can only speak for the models that we have here, but it's not completely the same. There is a deviation of, I think, 0.5 millimeter only. With the 3 to 12 by 56, this old model had a diameter of 63.5.
Yeah.
The new one has 64. So they went for a more conventional diameter on the 3 to 12.
Yeah.
However, with the 2.5 to 10 by 50, it's a little bit different. The old models have had, I think, 58 millimeters.
0.4, I think, or 58.
Yeah,
I think 58.4.
the new ones have 57.5.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so 57.5. That means that all the producers of adapters, Rusan, SmartClip, among the most famous ones, will need to adapt. Because I don't know if anyone have 57.5. I'm not sure. They have 57, they have 58.
Yeah, it's quite interesting that they went for a little bit different so that you cannot interchange the adapter if you have one and already the old model. I want to point out the illumination here.
Yeah.
Because I think that with the illumination, it used to be daytime bright even on the Twilight model with the old model, with the old version, so the Steiner Ranger. Now I think it's not as bright as it used to be.
No, it's not even close. Now it's really for low light use only.
We do have to check because I'm pretty sure that the wide angle model does have
Probably.
a brighter illumination, which we don't have it here yet.
Now when it's launched of this product, we still didn't got the 1 to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's noticeably, I would say, dimmer. But okay, for the 3 to 12 by 56, where you don't
For
need...
low light, it's
perfect.
Perfect, yeah. But it is true that, honestly speaking, I think that when I said, okay, we will do a better optical quality, wider field of view, better light transmission rate, sharper image, and so on, then they said, okay, where can we cut the cost? And the illumination in the new model is definitely cheaper than in the old model. And honestly speaking, for most people in 3 to 12 Twilight models, you don't need daytime bright dot. You will never use it. But you need a fine, precise, low light dot, and that the new model has it. And I think that this is the reason how they were able to offer better optical performance for the same price. At least this is my opinion. I was not anyway connected with the designers or so on. I'm just...
It's a presumption, yeah?
Yeah. I presume this is what was happened.
The bikini cover looks similar to the ones that we had on the old models.
Not really great,
but I think that the flip-up covers would do them more justice. And I'm not sure if they're already available for the new models. They worked great on the old models, right?
It was one of the best selling accessory in our store because everybody which bought these scopes thought that the original flip-up covers are really great. And I'm sure that they will also produce them for the new models, which have a little bit different diameters. And this would be a really smart choice to do. You buy a scope and then you buy a flip-up covers because they're much better than this bikini covers. What about the warranty?
It's the same.
10 years?
10 years. At least I think so.
And they are serviceable in Europe, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, Steiner has one of the best service departments, I think, in this industry, often compared with that of Swarovski, I think.
Yeah.
So even if you have, I don't know, if the warranty period expires, you can always count on them to replace them, to repair your model.
In this respect, they're one of the best manufacturers in Europe at the moment. So this is a really safe bet, I would say. Nothing can go really that wrong that they wouldn't be able to fix it and so on. And price-wise, what is the price of the new model? New models?
Yeah, I think that the recommended price is 1,050 euros for the 3 to 12. And with the size ZMVM rail, it's 100 euros more expensive. The other models are a little bit cheaper. For example, the 2.5 to 10 is 1,030 euros, I think. They're around 1,000 euro price point. So similar price to the first generation, really.
They're really hitting hard everybody else in this segment because, honestly speaking, other European manufacturers, they're either more expensive or they offer products which are not made in EU. Okay, these are also made in the US, but still. But which are not on the same level of optical quality and all the features you're getting.
These are often compared against Zeiss Conquest V4, I think. Many customers... This
is the go-to choice. Either Zeiss or this for 1,000 euros.
And the battle between Zeiss and Steiner in this price point has been before because they had Zeiss Conquest DL, I think, before. And they remain competitors in this at this price point.
Yeah, and honestly speaking, Callis is above this. Schmidt & Bender also is above this. Leica is above this. Everybody else is not in this segment. So then you have really a lot of Japanese manufacturers which are not really up to with the quality to the same level at 1,000
Steiner
euros.
found a nice spot in this price point, I think.
And honestly speaking, with a 2.5 to 10 by 50, they are the only ones in this spot on this level of quality. And if they would also produce 2 to 8 by 42, they will again be the only ones. And there is demand. If you're the only producer for a product, then the customers will find you, definitely. Okay, is there anything else what we should mention?
I think that we went through the most important things. If we by any means forgot anything, you're always free to drop a comment down below. If not, like, subscribe, and check out our other videos.
Take care.